evening. I'm about to pick my baby up. Well, he might even be closer than I think. I was finna pick him up. I'm trying to see. I got my oldest son at my and I don't like it. I really wish he would have done something with himself versus being the way that he is because it's really stressful. They always say I was just watching Clarissa's interview. Well, she didn't have an interview. Blueface had an interview, and he was just talking about, how he was raised, and he was kind of like, you know, down in his mom, and every point that woman. Yeah, he always calling trying to make me a damn cab. I don't feel like being no cab every damn day. I swear I don't. Some days I want to just go do what I gotta do and get back. I don't feel like dropping off 5 friends or none of that. Some days I don't feel like it. And then my son is getting on my nerve. I'm ready for his ass to go. And it's like, you sick, but you can't be here and be sick because he is so nasty. I don't want him at my house. And it's like, I try to be nice. I try to be understanding, but this is the type of person that they going to play on their sickness. So you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do. While you had women that wanted to build with you and, help you through life, you should have stayed with them people because that's not a job that I want and I'm not taking it. Everything that I have been saying to him has been followed up with because you can head to the shelter. 'Cause most people that don't have a place to stay, that's what they have to do if they ain't got nowhere to go. They go to a shelter to get them a place to stay. You're gonna have to do that because I don't want to deal with a grown man that has nothing going on. And it ain't because your parent, like Blueface, I was going back to Clarissa thing saying how his mama wasn't there, how she worked, yeah, your parents have to work and do that. I gave my son everything he needed from private school on down, and he chose to be a druggie and do nothing with himself. That's not finna be my reality. It's not. I don't want that. I've been working since I was 13 because I always wanted some shit. We lived in the projects and I knew I wasn't living in no projects. I knew I wasn't having no pissy elevators. Like, it just shit that I knew for me that I wasn't dealing with. Meanwhile, while I'm trying to break generational curses, he was embedding himself in them. So, deal with that. Deal with that. Deal with that. So don't, you know, don't 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 come imposing that shit on me because you wanted to do every drug that was available to you. I wasn't doing drugs. I was out here working, building my resume and my portfolio. That's what I was doing. So yeah, you better. It's like I don't even know what to tell you because when you were younger, I couldn't tell you. So shit. Now that you older, I definitely can't tell you. So, and I'm not gonna try to tell you. I'm not gonna even try to tell you. I'm not gonna even try to tell you. Let me see. Yeah, he very, and it's so depressing with him now. Like, what is you gonna do with yourself? You can get back there. Yeah, and I don't want him, I don't want him to be out in the streets, but I can't take care of no grown man. Like, you ain't got nothing going on, and anything that I try to tell you.
Hey mom, I'm gonna walk.
Do you want me to go get you something to eat?
Um, we just go together when I.
I'm finna go downtown right now.
Yes.
So what do you want me to bring you back?
Um, just Portillo leggings.
Portillo's? All right. Yeah, I was finna drop him off good. He said they finna walk good, so I don't have to drop you. Good. But he finna be soaking wet when he get home. But yeah, everything that he's going through, that ain't shit that I chose for him. Everything that he got going on, I tried my best. I tried my best. You the motherfucker that said, you know what? I don't want nothing in life. I don't want no doorman. I don't want to stay downtown with a pool. I want to go to O Block. I want to go on 63rd with my cousins and them, and I want to do hood rat shit with them. So now your ass is stuck out there in the matrix because I couldn't tell you nothing. I couldn't beat you to stay in school. I couldn't take your phone to stay in school. I couldn't do nothing to make you get on the right side of things. So now, you 30. I didn't did everything I could. I got a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old that I'm building up, and they've been a stoop since they were babies. Like they've always been on that path. Now, me and his father were both, I at least graduated with some college. His dad just as dumb as a box of rocks, and he's the same. It's really sad. It is really sad. So when I say be have intent, have intent with who you have kids with. Please. If they whole family retarded, you're gonna have a retarded child. If they all losers, 9 out of 10, you're gonna have a loser kid. Surround yourself. And it's so crazy. My oldest son, my babies, their dad, when we were in school, their dad used to always go to class. I was the class cutter. I was the class cutter. And it was just it was really something. It was really something. I really feel sorry for him though. I feel extremely sorry for him because he don't he don't get it. He don't get it. And no matter what I do to try to make him get it, he don't get it. And it's exhausting. It's tiring because I'm to the point I don't give a damn now what you do because you're 30. Like I'm gonna continue to work and do what I need to do for my kids, but I can't take care of a grown man. I can give you advice, I can help you here and there, but I can't financially take care of a grown man, and I don't want to. And he's so different how he lives. He's like he's been in the wild. It's what it's like. It's like he's been in the wild. It's like a wild animal coming into civilization. That's what it's like with him at my house. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go to bed, got a schedule. Not him, because he never had no structure since he's been living wherever he's been living, with his dad and his that side of the family. And that's how you want to live, that's how you want to live. But here it's structure here. We go to bed, we wash our hands, we wash our ass, like it's structure here. And it's so depressing dealing with him. It's so depressing dealing with him. Like I don't want to deal with it. Everything I say to him, I have to follow it up with, because I can take you to the shelter up the street. Because the shelter that I always pass when I'm on this phone, I explained to him, you could go stay there because you can't stay with me and do the shit that you're doing. You're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to. Now you can stay here if you act like you got some sense, but he's like a wild animal. He don't have none. And I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with it, baby. My mama said you can't come back there. So all I can do for you is drop you off to the shelter or tell you where the shelter is. But you ain't gonna be able to stay here and be a wild banshee. You're not. And then you on my fucking $4,000 couch. Like you're not. You is and my son has an extra bed because his brother, when he's with their dad, of course he still has his room and his things here too. So I don't even try to impose on my baby and say, oh, go in the room with him. He don't want his ass in there. So and my baby is worse than me with the OCD, so I don't push it on that. But watching that interview with Clarissa and with that boy Jonathan, like he ain't take no accountability for nothing that he's done. He just talked about all the bad things that his moms did. And he has some hangups and some issues, and they stem deep. But my thing is okay, you say your mom didn't do any of these things. Okay. If your mom didn't do any of those things, what you doing for yourself? You just creating all these broken homes and gonna have all these kids, and you think that doing something different. You're not. You're doing something actually worse. I was just watching the interview, and that's what my son, he brings up any and everything. First of all, I was 16 when I had you. I was 16 and could have aborted you, kept you. My mom made an appointment, and don't do no teenage pregnancies. I pray that against my two babies because I don't want them to do that shit. And now the 30-year-old, he ain't gonna have no babies because he put Rogaine in his hair at 16. So I don't see him having no kids. And it's kind of good because he's so mentally unstable. He don't need no kids to be a burden on the child. And then they going through some shit and he don't need no kids. So thankfully. But it's just it's so hard just watching somebody that you care about be in a condition like this because I ain't equipped to deal with it. I just expect everybody to have a certain level of common sense, and when you don't, I don't want to be bothered with it. You can go on wherever you can go and deal with that, wherever you gonna deal with it. That you ain't gonna deal with it here. Shit. Yeah. So I ain't gonna have no money to next week payday, and you come with all this weird stuff with you. I'm talking about laying all over my couch, just so disorderly, just so disorderly. And I let it slide because he think he's sick or whatever, but you ain't finna get better no time soon. So I ain't your game plan. What are you gonna do? You had a girl that wanted to be there for you. You had a couple of them, and you did nothing but cheat on them and make them have low self-esteem because of the stuff that you was doing with people that were worse off than them. So since you want to do that, I don't know what to tell you because I couldn't tell you what to do anyway. That's why you in this situation, because if you would have listened to me and followed the regimen that I had for you, you'd have been been great. But nope, you ain't want to do that. You ain't want to do that. You ain't want to do nothing that resembled doing the right thing. Nothing. Nothing. I'm about to buy me a pop out of out of Portillo. It's gonna give me a big fruit punch, and then I'm gonna ride down to go to the water tower. I'm gonna go to Bath and Body Works. I'm gonna give me a new loofah and a couple of plugins. I can't buy many, but I need a couple because I can't take it. And so my refrigerator is making a disgusting smell. It smells almost pissy at times. So the landlord is coming to look at that. And that's one thing I don't like about renting from someone private, because if this was a building, they get right on about it's being the owner. You gotta wait till their repair guy got time and all this and that. So yeah. But yeah, it's so depressing, and I hate to, have to threaten my son like that. But baby, this ain't that. You gotta go where your can is, and it looks like his can is like, you know, anything that's nasty, and you can't be that here. And I'm not gonna apologize for having standards. I'm not gonna apologize for liking shit clean. If you like shit the way you like it, that's fine. Just be like it like that. Here, baby. You can do whatever it is you want to do except be nasty at my house. And that's just where I'm at with it. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not doing none of that. Okay? So that's what I'm dealing with right now. And it makes me so mad because, he's sick. He had the nerve to say the other day, talk to me, like I ain't a nigga on the street, talk to me regular. Oh, if you was a nigga on the street, I wouldn't even be talking to you at all. I wouldn't be talking to you at all. Cause I'm gonna go on and get the fuck on and let you do whatever it is you trying to do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you do whatever it is you trying to do, and I'm gonna go do whatever it is I need to do. Like, we ain't got to stress each other out because for years he's been staying in the wild with his family. Wherever he's been staying, he ain't been here with me. And I've been okay with that because I know that I did what I was supposed to do. I never left you with nobody. Well, I left you with my mama here and there, but I still was your primary caretaker. My mama will send you to school for me sometimes, but because him and my brother are the same age. Well, he a little older than my brother. I shouldn't have been having a baby. My mama had every right to. I was a teenage pregnancy. Then I just found out my stepfather died today. That's my brother. So nobody's talking to my brother because he's a weirdo. He started dating this white trailer park trash fat girl, and she was born in with a lot of family issues like poverty, probably a little bit of incest. Like, I don't know, but she deals with a lot of depression and things like that. So instead of my brother embracing that he didn't have to go through that to bond with this fat white girl, he started acting like he had these same issues at home and he didn't. So, it just wasn't gonna work because first of all, she was white, and I tried to date a white boy. My mama was like, get that shit out of here. And rightfully so. But my brother just is a whole weirdo. And then he started, trying to do things to spite my mom, just crazy stuff. And the white girl was like happy about it because deep down inside, they want you to have a broken home. It just was a mess. But his dad died, and we are trying to, reach out to their family, not to my brother, because fuck him, okay? You don't want to be consoled. Ain't nobody trying to console you. But, you know, I'm just dealing with a lot today. And then this loser bring his ass and he'll talk about what he talking about. Boy, if you don't get the fuck on. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go on Portillo's and get me a soda. I'm coming right back out. Y'all could keep each other company. And tell me in the chat, how would y'all handle that if y'all had y'all oldest son who came from nowhere and trying to stay with you and bring his nastiness to your house? How would you get rid of that problem? He's 29, about to be 30, by the way. All right, y'all. I just went to get me a soda. I'm gonna ride downtown to the water tower because I'm about to buy me a couple plug-ins. I need a new loofah, so I'm about to go in Bath and Body Works. Yeah, but it's so. I'm ready for him to just. I wish that he wasn't sick, but even while he was going through everything, my mom doing him like that. Why he's doing him like that? Because his butt is nasty. Like I understood it. I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like after I had a chance to see where the fuck with this big stupid truck park on the side of me and I can't see big old ass Chrysler. I can't see on the side to get out. But yeah, it's so depressing dealing with his ass, yeah. Because we live too different and I'm just ready for him to go on wherever he's headed. Whatever he gonna do, go do that and go on out of my graces. And he was trying to like threaten me with his finances. Boy, you don't have anything. I get tax money monthly, weekly, actually. Well, a month I do about seven grand. So I mean, and that ain't no money. So for you to think that 14,000 or $10,000 is some money, and that I'll bow to you for that, boy, you got shit so twisted because that ain't no money. That ain't no money. I could spend $10,000 right here in my seat right now on bills and getting things together. So that ain't no. But yeah, I just want him to be able to be okay, but away from me. And his dad ain't, when I say his dad ain't called, ain't checked in, ain't text, ain't did nothing. And I don't blame him. Like, my mama was stating, like, that's crazy. Both his parents alive and nobody say he can stay with them. Yeah, because I knew I didn't want him to stay with me. And my mama is the reason that he's here. And now she don't want him at, her house. And it's okay. But if he think he gonna be at mine and do anything nasty, baby, Marvin Gaye killed his son. I don't want to do that, you know. I don't. But you'll get out of there. You'll get out of there because I'm not dealing with nothing that I don't want to, especially after I'm spending all my fucking money to be in that place. Oh hell no, you will go. I'll be spending damn near almost a little bit over about $40,000 annually for rent. You think I'm finna deal with that shit, boy? You better go to hell. So yes, guys, that's what I'm dealing with today. I feel a little better. I got me a little juice. I really love this high C fruit punch juice. I really hate that I do. So my son won't Portillo, so I just got a cup of it before I went. Now when I go back, I'm gonna get him a burger and a fry, and I'm gonna fill my cup up again because they do free refills. Other kids, they know better. Other nationalities, they kids go up, be great, you know, even be functioning addicts. Not this motherfucker. He go do some shit that have him all fucked up. Yeah, I don't do it, and I'm not gonna let you impose it on me because you chose to do it. Because I had every reason to be a statistic. I had a baby young. I was black. I stayed in the projects. My mama was, in and out. I had every reason to be a statistic and was everything but that. So I ain't gonna let a motherfucker who had both of their parents there, had a foundation, and could have been and chose not to, make me feel bad about the choices that they made. You chose to be that damn way. So deal with it. And like I keep telling him, I've been telling him this since 18. You ain't gonna be no younger than you are today. Take advantage of your youth, be something. I've been telling him this since a kid. Hang on 63rd and be nobody. So now you can't do shit with yourself. You stuck in the matrix. You can't go in neighborhoods when you could have just chose to be skateboard P or just a regular little kid. You know, that's why I say it's so dangerous for black kids. They always got to do. I take my kids hanging with a bunch of white goofies anyway, long as they ain't the only black kid with these white friends. But even if you're hanging with all black friends and y'all all are, scholars and nerds, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's these drug dealers and these druggies that I ain't dealing with. I'm not dealing with that. I am not doing that. So, what y'all think, Chad? Do y'all think that it's a parent's responsibility after they raise a child once they turn up to be adults, 28, 29, 30, and they ain't got nothing going on, even though you poured into them so that they can have something going on? What do y'all think of that? Because everything Clarissa was saying, I agree with her to the T, because you can pour into your kids, you can tell them what they can and can't do, and ultimately it's still whatever they choose to do. My son's case, he chose to do nothing with himself. So, he's dealing with the aftermath of that. He is dealing with the aftermath of that. Oh, your ugly ass across the street. Ugh. So today I choose peace over whatever the hell my son is talking about. But I know if I get back home and he on my good couch, the way I just said don't be, it's gonna go down, because like I'm grown, mama. I don't need you to say. If you grown-ups have their own shit, grown-ups have their own place. Like, I'm grown. So like if my mom says or does something I don't like, I'm grown. I can go to my humble abode. But if you're staying at somebody else and you talking about you grown-ups have their own shit. So go your grown ass there and go on up out of here. Cause here we listen to the person that owns the property or that's renting the property. And that would be me. So if you ain't listening, you're leaving. I'm going to give me a loofah, some hand lotion, and a couple of I'm back from downtown in the Gold Coast. I just had to have a text battle. I'm down here about to run in the water tower. They closed all the other Bath and Body Works when COVID hit. The one in the Ogilvy train station, which was right across the street, closed. And this is where you have to go now if you want to go to Bath and Body Works if you're not going to a suburb, because even the one, it was one in Ford City, and that one in Ford City closed. No, no traffic, I guess, but they closed. So, yep. So this is what. Oh, they got a little Connect Four game. That must be somebody office building. They look cute in there. Yep. So this is what I'm doing. Taking y'all on a ride with me downtown. There. Yeah. I was just watching and this kid was saying how they was doing DoorDash. When I did DoorDash, I was able to get my breast did with my DoorDash because I was making good money. I was doing When I would go do DoorDash, I would gauge it off of like where I work at the time. Now this was like 10 years ago. I would do like as long as I did 220 a day, 250 a day. This was in 2015, 2016. I had my surgery in 2017. So as long as I could do like 220 a day, I felt like my day wasn't in vain because it was close to the salary that I was already making. So I would try to do at least that a day. And as long as I could do that a day, I was